Hello, I'm John, and this week's key worker is a volunteer who set up a fantastic service through Cassington Neighbourhoods Watch to help keep the village fed and supplied during lockdown. It's Vicky Thomas Clark. Hi, Vicky.
Hello, hi John. Hi.
Vicky, why don't we start by you telling us a little bit about how the system works and what kind of things you're doing?
Okay, so the system that we set up, the support network, really grew from Neighbourhood Watch. So we've had a fantastic Neighbourhood Watch, an active team working now for the last, I think we're into sort of our third year. So how it works is we have different volunteers who look after different areas, so different areas of the village. Might be one road, it might be a group of roads, but we have sort of those local coordinators, we call them, and then we all kind of come together. We've got a really good system where we use social media a lot, we use WhatsApp, we use Facebook, so we kind of had that system already in place. With people that were active in the community and really, keen to help out and to support one another. So from that, it seemed the natural thing to do as part of, our support work for when the Corona crisis hit, was Neighbourhood Watch to kind of step into that role. For us, Neighbourhood Watch has always been more than just about sort of keeping everybody safe from things like burglaries or, people that are coming around and visiting the houses, those sorts of things. It was always about supporting everybody in that community and checking in with them and making sure that they were, well and supported. So this was a natural progression of our work, really.
That's brilliant. And what kind of things are you doing? I think you've got a shop supplying.
Yeah, I mean, the shop sprang up a bit by accident. As sometimes these things, the universe calls to you and things happen, and that very much happened with this. So we started as a team, just all talking together and talking about the people that were in our individual little areas and what we thought their needs were. We've obviously got a really diverse community in Cassington with lots of young families, people with school-age children. But we've also got quite a lot of the older generation. So for us, we really felt that obviously given that message to stay home and for them to self-isolate for 12 weeks, that was going to be, our main focus, was helping them to do that. And we all experienced at that time how difficult it was to kind of shop and get into the supermarkets, and with food shortages, those sorts of things. So for us, we felt that providing that help with their weekly shopping was going to be our kind of key focus as we started. So we were looking at various options. I'd been looking one evening on Facebook and saw that Bonner's, the greengrocers in the covered market, had these wonderful displays of fresh fruit and veg, and it was like, come here, come to us, we've got all this fruit and veg. So I got in contact with them, gave them a phone call, had a chat, sent over sort of a list of items that we might be interested in to do a bit of a cost analysis. So my old catering and hospitality management background came in quite useful. And I just sort of left it with them. And then I phoned him back about an hour later saying, well, I've had a chance to have a look. And he was like, we're here, we're outside the village hall. And they had literally delivered all this fruit and veg. So we pretty much had to get a price list together and get an order form and sent it out to people, and hence the Cassington store was kind of born within.
Now got using the service to take supplies from you. How many people have you got using the service?
Well, we've done it now for 7 weeks, and we added to that with Savona food products. So we have fruit and veg, we also have milk, bread and other staples, pasta, some cereals, some biscuits, because we all need a treat at this time. So some weeks it varies, it might be 40 households, some weeks we've done up to 60. I think last week we did, just around 40, so between 40 and 60 households a week. We're packing boxes up and then delivering to them.
Do you think it's helping people to feel less isolated?
Definitely. I mean, I think it's wonderful that the food that we're delivering them is super fresh and it's really nutritious. And I think that's a big part of staying sort of physically healthy. But I think the other part of it, for me, food is love. I trained as in food and nutrition, and so for me, it was my calling to make sure that people around me had good food. But we're delivering it to them, or we are delivering it with love. It's good, nutritious food. It's being delivered to them, and there's that interaction. We may be 2-3 meters away from them on a doorstep and have a mask on, but we are weekly seeing them and we're checking in and we're having a little chat on the doorstep. And I think that's so important at this time, that people feel that they're being supported and people care.
And I think, are you collecting things like prescriptions as well, I heard?
Yes, we do. We've got some members that are just focusing on that. So they're in weekly contact with the Ensham Medical Centre, and then they're picking up prescriptions that need it. Ensham Medical Centre have been fantastic as well, and they've been having deliveries. There's a little van that comes round and delivers. So from a prescriptions point of view, a bit like with the food, it was a bit tricky for the first week or two, but it's really settled into a very, very easy and manageable service for everyone.
Brilliant. And what about the future then? Because I can see we have no shops in Cassington, so people are going to be saying, can you keep it going in the future?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, one of the other things to mention that we're doing is free meals. So one of a private donator as part of Wharton and their caterer, their bread and butter catering, they've been making frozen meals, all homemade. So things like, what did we do this week? Hunter's chicken and mash, and some meatballs and pasta and carrot and parsnip soup. So we get around 80 to 90 meals every other week, and we're distributing those as well. So they'll go to those that are self-isolating. We've also got a number of key workers in the village, some of the people that are working at the hospitals or at the care homes, and we're giving those meals to them. So they're completely free, and the idea is you've got a lovely, nutritious, frozen ready meal that can go in the oven after a hard day, and you've got a nice meal that's been made for you. So yeah, we delivered those today. We did, I think, about 85 today. Even took some to the school. So Mr. Jeffries and Emily got some as our key workers because they're working so hard.
It's too good to be true, I'm sure. So, listen, finally then, Vicky, because I know we need to cut this to 5 minutes or so. How can the church family be praying for you now? What would you like us to pray for?
I think it's what everybody's praying for is all those people that are working so hard at the moment to stay safe, all our key workers, to get through this as quickly as we can and as safely as we can. And everybody's facing their own unique challenges. It's tough for everybody in our own way. So I think it's just to give everybody that patience to deal with it. And just to keep showing that compassion to others that we all have done at this time, and keep kind of spreading that positivity, and keeping everybody in good spirits, I think. And for me, that's the thing that sort of drives me on, is working with the other volunteers, and keeping that sort of that sense of optimism, I think, is what we all need at the moment. So prayers for optimism, and my favourite word, hope. My daughter's middle name is Hope, and I think we've all got a hope for an end to this, and hopefully maybe a different way of living on the end of it. They say it takes 30 days to break a habit and 90 days to create something new. Well, we're all going to have had that 90 days. Let's hope we will, create some new ways in this time.
Thank you so much, Vicky. Thank you.
Thank you.
For everything you do. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.